Well, the reaction still pouring in after a racist tweet by Roseanne Barr sparked the swift cancellation of her sitcom. Fox News' Chris Stirewalt arguing that reaction to ABC's handling of the situation seems to be divided along political fault lines. He writes, quote, "So powerful is the draw of political tribalism that people are now increasingly able to turn their tastes on a dime in order to conform with what is politically correct. This is full-blown art as cultural weapon." Let's bring in our panel. Leslie Marshall, a syndicated radio host, and Lawrence Jones is the editor-in-chief at campusreform.org. Lawrence, powerful words from our friend Chris Stirewalt. Your thoughts this morning?
Well, first of all, conservatives should have never linked up with Roseanne. She's not a conservative. She's been a liberal for the majority of her life. We say all the time that we don't want to have this Hollywood influence in our political culture, but when it's something that we think we may like, then we're cool with it. The bottom line is this. ABC made a business decision to hire her. They knew what they were getting into, but they saw an opening during the Trump era for a show like that, and they took advantage of it. Now that it's going left, they want to pull out.
Sounds like you're pulling a little "I told you so" there, Lawrence Jones.
I did. I told them. I told them.
Yeah. I mean, Leslie, was the right thing to do, ABC, to fire her after this?
I think so. I mean, Sandra, I would agree with Lawrence a little bit. And thank you for admitting you guys are being hypocrites, Lawrence. Appreciate that with regard to Roseanne and Hollywood and everything. But ABC knew what they were getting. But it is a very different time now than when her show aired. And I'm not saying, oh, it's a, politically more so sensitive climate. But, when they had tweeted out just a couple of weeks ago she was going to have her neighbors be Muslim, I was very concerned about that because she has made extremely anti-Muslim comments in the past. She has made anti-Semitic comments in the past. I think many of us remember her trying to be funny, and I cringed when she dressed as Adolf Hitler and had cookies shaped as humans coming out of an oven. She has had poor taste for years. I think ABC showed that even though they make a lot of money off her and can, and business is business, but this crosses the line, and they could not, in good conscience, like the CEO of Disney said, this was the right thing to do. It was the moral thing to do.
Well, let me say this, Sandra. Like with the Me Too movement when it first started, everyone was so quick to attack Fox News and say, hey, Fox News needs to clean their house. What we saw is once you start this fire, you can't control it. And I think a lot of networks have personalities that have said a lot of crazy stuff that's going to be exposed very soon, and they're going to have to go through the same thing.
Interesting. And to sneak a few other words back in here from Chris Stirewalt's piece, politics and culture are kind of like government and religion. Both are harmed by their commingling. As far as Roseanne is concerned, here is her continued reaction to all this morning. She writes, "Hey, guys, don't defend me. It's sweet of you to try, but losing my show is zero compared to 2 being labeled a racist over one tweet that I regret even more." Leslie?
Oh, it's not one tweet. I mean, this is the tweet, and this is the "I got caught, I lost my job, oh my God, I'm sorry." But she has talked about how her kids have had to scrub her Twitter account. This is actually a decade of behavior. She had said, she was on board with Pizzagate. She promoted a musician that was a Holocaust denier. She said negative things against another African American from the Obama administration, Ambassador Susan Rice. So this is
why did
a
ABC
pattern
hire her,
of behavior,
Leslie?
and much like a child, much like a child, you've got to say, we do not accept this behavior, and that's what ABC did by saying no more.
Sandra, Leslie is making my point. They knew about it. There is a pattern of behavior for years that she's shown, so they hired her for a gain. And I would tell the audience real quickly that you got played. They don't care about your values. They didn't care about this Trump era. They saw a way to make money. It was a high-rated show. They felt like it could be successful during the Trump era, and so they aired it. And many people got behind it because they said, oh, ABC is finally getting it. They know what we want. Well, they hired a crazy person.
Well, there was just announced there's going to be a White House briefing this afternoon. Sarah Sanders was asked about this yesterday and just said that the president is focused on bigger things, a lot bigger things going on in the country right now. That was the White House response. We'll see how that plays out throughout the day. Leslie and Lawrence, thank you.